Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited that you guys are here today. If my voice sounds a little bit weird, I still am trying to get over like a cold, sinus infection, not sure what exactly it was. But this video, as you can see, looks a little bit different. This is one of those times where I actually forgot to film an intro. So usually I do start out with a blank face in the intro, but I see a lot of YouTubers like actually with the finished look do their intro, and I think that kind of looks better. So I've been trying to do that a little more lately, and then I ended up just completely forgetting to film the intro. So here is that super awesome intro. Anyways, yeah, so I just put together a Valentine's Day tutorial for you guys, and I hope that you guys enjoy it, so just keep watching.
Alright, so I zoomed you guys in pretty well so you guys can really get a look at what I'm doing. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I saved the contour so that I could kind of do that on camera, because for Valentine's Day, I feel like I would want my contour to stand out a little bit more, be a little more chiseled than usual. I usually just use a big fluffy brush and just kind of bronze up the face. I'm not super specific, but I think that I would want to do more of a specific line and stuff like that on Valentine's Day, just because you want to like look your absolute best if you're going on a date, I feel like. So yeah, we're going to start with that. So I got this new brush in like my Boxy Luxe for December. I actually just opened the whole package of brushes. I was so excited to get them and I forgot that I got them. Just opened it up and I've been using those brushes the last couple of days, but it's a really interesting brush and I think it's really good for chiseling out and contouring. So I'm gonna use that. I think it's really good for today, like I said, to be pretty specific. So I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer Palette. This is my go-to contour palette now. I pretty much don't use anything else. I want to try the bronzers that Kylie came out with, but I love this palette so much. So I'm going to just tap in there pretty lightly, not get too much on the brush. Tap it off. And I'm going to go... I've been trying to get my contour a little bit higher lately because you kind of blend it down. Because lately I've noticed that I'm putting it too low and it's getting too far down. So I need to start a little bit higher, and then you can blend it down a little bit more, and then it ends up in the perfect area. But if you start out like down here, then it ends up getting down and down further towards your chin, and it kind of like defeats the purpose. So I kind of like have been pressing it in, kind of like a kabuki styled brush, because it's kind of flat at the top, and I've kind of been dragging it a little bit, but not too hard because I don't want to like take off my foundation. But yeah, I think I forgot to even mention the name of this brush. It is the Luxie 680 Pro Precision Face Brush. Alright, so now to contour my nose, I'm going to be going in with this Jaclyn Hill JH08 brush. Since this is pretty small and flat, I think it's really good for contouring the nose. Alright, so now I'm going to add a little bit of that yellowish tone here. And I just add this kind of like as a base highlighter, but obviously we're going to put on like a blinding highlighter. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to be doing is blush. I do want to do like kind of a red tone blush because I'm going for a red look here, but I know that this Morphe color, I want to use this Morphe color down here called Queen, but I don't want it to like start out super red and get overwhelming. So I'm thinking I might just like add a hint of this pink from the Kylie Christmas collection called Winter Kissed, and see if that helps it to not get too dark by kind of like starting out with a light tone of something else underneath it. I don't know if that would actually work, but I'm thinking I'm going to try that so that the other color doesn't like, it's not the first thing on the face, it isn't like bam, you know? I think that might help it a little bit. So, crazy story, short one, but crazy. My favorite blush brush was the Morphe E4. Literally, I was doing my makeup and like all my brushes were sitting up on my countertop. I had a candle burning, and my friend was over and she was like, your makeup brush is like burning in that candle right now. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? And I literally looked it up online. It's a $15 brush. I mean, that's not that expensive compared to some brushes out there, but $15 is $15 to me. And so I have been using this brush from the Jaclyn Hill collection, the JH04 brush, to do my blush ever since that one burned. But yeah, anyways, I barely put this brush into it. I just want a light dusting. I love this blush because if you just barely press your brush into it, it won't get too dark at all. But if you want a lot, then you can press it in obviously a lot harder and you'll get a lot more pigment out of it. But if you just want a little tiny tone of the pink, it is perfect for that. All right, so now I am gonna go into that Morphe palette and grab that reddish queen color. Just lightly tap into there because I know it's a really dark color. And I'm like just barely trying to press into here. Oh gosh, yeah, that's really right. I think this really stands out, but hey, it's Valentine's Day. We're going for a reddish look, so at the end, if I'm not liking it, I may like try to add something over the top of it to calm it down a bit, but I still think it looks really pretty, so I'm gonna leave it how it is. So now that I have all of that on, I'm going to go in with my Huda Beauty setting powder or baking powder. I can't remember. Baking powder, I think, is what it's called. And just kind of chisel out the area down here. Let that bake on there for a little while. All right, so next I'm gonna go in with highlighter while we're letting that sit there for a little bit. This Kylie highlighter, the pressed illuminating powder in the shade Snow Angel. It really, like, it looks gold when you're holding it up here. But when I put it on my face, it has a really nice silver tone to it. And we're going for a silver look today. And I just love this highlighter, and it's blinding. Like, her highlighters really truly are blinding. If you want to know a good highlighter and you want something really blinding, get hers, I promise. I really want the pink one in her new, like, all the blushes and highlighters and bronzers she came out with. I really want the princess pink one. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it looks gorgeous. And I mean, I barely tapped into that, and it seriously is just crazy. Just adding a little bit down the nose. And then this is really blinding, so I don't want to add too much, so I'm going to add the lightest layer I possibly can. Usually I won't even add more to the brush. I'll kind of just run what's on the brush over it. But I've been adding a little bit to my forehead. I don't want it to be like super shiny, but I think that it looks really pretty in pictures and in videos and stuff when there's a little bit of shine to the forehead. I'll wipe off that excess powder. I have to say, the face is looking pretty flawless right now, and it's making me happy because tonight I'm actually going somewhere with this look. You guys, I tell you all the time in videos, like, I get so upset because I just take it off afterwards 90% of the time. And it's like, I'm actually going somewhere. And I wouldn't do that if I was just like a beauty YouTuber that like, that was my job and like I go places afterwards and I could just record whatever I want. But I have a full-time job, so pretty much the only time I have to do YouTube videos is at night or on the weekend. So it's like at night I'm gonna come home and I'm not going anywhere. So it's like, I just do it for the YouTube. All right, so the two palettes that I'm gonna be using today are this Violet Voss Pro eyeshadow palette and the Dare to Create palette by Morphe. And then obviously I put in there, this is gonna be a sparkly look, so we're gonna be using these Stila glitter eyes. So the first shade I'm gonna be going in with is this Thanks a Latte shade in the Violet Voss palette. I have no idea where this shade went. Like, this is a brand new palette I got in the December Boxy Luxe box, and I don't know where that would have went. So I'm just gonna grab a big fluffy brush and just add this all over the lid just because I want to balance the eye out really well and start off with a really fresh blank canvas. Now, just because I like the little bit of shimmer that's in this shade up here called Crystal, it's really not gonna show. I just want to try it out and see what the shade looks like. So I'm gonna add a little bit of Crystal over the top of that. Oh, that is pretty. It adds a nice little like pearl looking shimmer to it. Alright, so I grabbed a different fluffy brush. The first one was just from a Christmas Sephora collection a few years ago, and this is the JH30. Now I'm going to be going in with this color right here, Bestie. I'm going to like put that in the crease area and make that my transition shade, but I am going to add a little bit of a darker shade on the top of it, but I want to start out with this so that I can gradually get a little bit darker and I'm not getting too much. Because this is going to be a dark eye look, so I don't want to make it too dark in certain aspects. I want the transition to pop out a little bit, and I want you to be able to tell where it's transitioning from the black to this nice cool brown shade. All right, now I'm gonna go in with the JH36, and I'm gonna add this Are You Kidding Me? Perfect name, I love that. I have that like on a shirt and a blanket, and love that saying. Are you kidding me right now? So I'm just gonna add this kind of like more focused on the crease and not straying too far away from the crease. Just adding that little bit of a darker tone. All right, so I am gonna go in with the black next on the top, but I do wanna use the same color that I just used on my eyes underneath, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some of that to the bottom while we're at it. And to do that, I'm gonna use the JH37. Just going with that Are You Kidding Me shade. And just buff this out onto the bottom of my eye. We are gonna be adding some black to the bottom too, so this won't be all that's gonna be on the bottom. So I'm gonna be going in with the black shade right at the bottom, this matte black as can be. I think that this palette actually does have names, like it came with a sheet on top of it, but I don't keep that, so I'm not sure what the name is called. But there's only one black tone. So I'm gonna literally try to dip into this, like barely putting any on the brush. Like I barely touched it twice. So I'm gonna start with as little as possible so that I can make a little go a long way. I'm gonna try my hardest to just keep this on the lid. I do not want it going above the lid into that transition area. All right, so now I'm gonna take this big fluffy Sephora brush and just go in with that Are You Kidding Me and kind of mix it with that lighter Bestie shade and just try to run over the top of this and kind of blend it out a little better. So right now I'm just going in with this Morphe, and it doesn't say what number, but I think it's from the iCredible set. And I'm just trying to buff that out underneath. Going in and trying to move that around, get it really blended out. So I know that this probably looks pretty crazy right now. It's just really dark, but it kind of reminds me of Taylor Momsen vibes. But we are going to be adding silver glitter and eyeliner and mascara and lashes, and it will all pull together at the end. So I want to do like a halo look, so I'm going to put it directly in the middle to give that halo vibe rather than put it on the rest of the lid. And it is pretty pigmented, so I'm gonna just finesse it a little bit, work with it so that I don't end up getting it in the too far on one side or too far on the other side. All right, and then to kind of match, I'm just gonna add a little bit kind of like in the middle area on the bottom. So while that dries, I'm gonna go in and add some of that highlighter to my inner corner. And then I'm also gonna add it on my brow bone. We are going all out. All right, so that took quite a bit of time. Seriously, black is pretty hard to finesse and just get the way you want it. It's really hard to work with, but I think I got it how I like it. And now I'm going to go in with this Sex Kitten eyeliner from Tarte. It's like my favorite eyeliner. I need to check. I've had it for so long. I don't, like, it like never runs out. It's everlasting. And I don't know if they still make it or not because I got it like 2 Christmases ago, which is probably bad that I'm still using it, but I don't care. It still works really well. And then I'll hop off the camera after that and just add some lashes and yeah, mascara and everything, and we will call it good. I put eyeliner on the top here too, underneath the lashes on this line, just so when I do put on the lashes and the mascara, there's like no cracks. You can't see anything. It's all dark. All right, so on a normal day, I would probably just wear a nude lip with this, but I am a person that really likes colorful lips, so I'd probably go with anything, but I think a nude lip would really tie this lip together. However, this is a Valentine's Day look, and I think red would look really gorgeous with it as well. And I also, like I said, pretty much did this look for New Year's Eve, and it looked really good with it. So we are gonna go in with a red lip, and first I'm going to line my lips with this Morphe High Maintenance lip liner. I am going out tonight, and we're gonna have some drinks, and I would like keep this staying on as long as possible. I'm the kind of person that like doesn't like to take anything extra with me at all. Like besides my license and my card and my money, I don't even like to take a card because I've lost it going out like 3 times before. Like I just lose everything. I don't take my purse. Like I don't want to take any of my good makeup because it will get lost. Alright, now I'm going to try this little trick that Makeup by Mario showed on Kim's story. I don't really have a problem with my lipstick like running at all, but I think it would be nice to like set the lip liner so that hopefully like my lips will stay red all night. So I'm going to just put a little bit of that baking powder on top of my lips so that it will stay there all night. And then last but not least, I am going to go in with this mini Kylie lipstick from the 21 set that she had for her birthday. And this is the shade, Boss. Alright, and to finish off this super sexy, glittery, smoky look, I'm just going to set it with my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. All right, you guys, so this is the finished look. I absolutely love it. I was really concerned about the black and the dark eyes for a little bit. I really had to go off camera for a minute and like fix a few things and really put it together, but in the end, I love how it looks. But yeah, I am so glad I'm going out tonight and actually using this look. I think it's perfect for holidays like New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day, any date night, any night out with your girlfriends and stuff like that. Yeah, so if you don't have a date on Valentine's Day, don't even worry about it. Wear this look out anyways. Go out with your friends, have some friends over, take some cute pictures, drink wine, watch movies. Just do whatever you guys want. Don't be sad if you don't have a Valentine, because I don't have a Valentine and this is the 3rd year I haven't had a Valentine. So that's always fun. But anyways, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I think it was really fun and I'm just so happy with how it turned out. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing Valentine's Day. And before you go, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you did like this video and give it a thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate that. Just again, thank you guys so much. Have a great night or day wherever you are, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, you guys.